You heard. Oh. What?
Forgot the intro.
What do you need? Oh, welcome to the Hardcast podcast.
Now we're live. I can
Brian
see myself.
Baker, Dr. Trent Kerr. It's been a little while. That's why Trent was told, "Hey, we're live." Didn't know what that meant, obviously.
Well, I looked at the screen and I didn't see it.
What do you mean? What? Live? Yeah. Anyway, this is like episode 17, something like that.
I think in like
I'm going off of year
together,
16,
or like, yeah,
15.
I think so. And we're like 14 together. We've missed
Something
a
like
couple. Like,
Yeah.
So
But we're back.
Good.
We're back. It's been a couple weeks where we've been apart. I did a
absence
solo
makes
one.
the heart grow stronger, Brian.
Or fonder.
Funner for sure.
Yeah, I did a solo one. You did a solo one. We had a week off.
Yeah,
We had an upload issue.
we had an upload issue the week off though. That's because we were doing the 24 for 24.
Oh, yeah.
So
Yeah.
we didn't take anything off.
No.
We were getting after it.
No,
But we were getting
yeah.
ready for that.
The
so-
next week, I basically took off.
And I'm
life.
finally feeling normal.
Yes.
Finally feeling back
I
to it.
just wasn't there mentally.
Lower back was just blowing up. It was great, but it was blowing up. So just kind of took it easy for
I don't know if it was
About-
great.
8 days.
I don't know if it was great.
It was.
Yeah, it was fun.
It
Anyway,
was.
I mean, we made memories.
We did.
Anyway, Hardcast podcast,
17.
episode 17, back together. We are going to discuss the hottest fitness trends. I didn't make these up. We looked these up.
You looked these up,
Well, I looked
which was
these
a
up,
great idea.
Pass it on to you, and they're kind of a surprise to
Yeah,
you.
I
'cause
did-
you haven't gone
I didn't want to
through
look.
them.
I wanted to go gut reaction.
You want to go
See
with
how
your
we
gut?
feel.
Is it BS or is it, hey,
And-
that's cool?
I'm glad we looked at them a little bit because, like this first one, you told me about the biohacking, and I didn't know what that meant.
Yeah, I
So
didn't.
some of these I'm not going to have a clue, and you're going to have to tell me. I imagine as it goes on.
So
Uh,
yeah, we're going to go over these. I named them must or bust. So
must
like we,
or bust.
yeah, this is a great thing we should follow. We should use. It's going to help our fitness, or I don't know, man.
I don't
think
either.
this is all smoke and mirrors.
And let's throw a disclaimer out there to begin with.
Right.
As long as you're doing something in the gym, right? Because I don't know how deep we're going to get into this. This
Right.
first one makes me think of it's going a little further than I thought. I was just thinking of
It
trends
gets
like, hey,
better.
using kettlebells, doing kettlebell circuits.
No, it doesn't have
is
that.
it? So I'm
Kind,
like,
well, kind of. Yeah.
kind of. But if you're doing something like that, awesome, man. You're doing something to get you off the couch and get going. Do it.
Yeah, you may be doing it totally, completely wrong, but as long as you're off the couch. Just joking.
Don't get it
That's
completely wrong.
joking.
Your butt
If
ends
you
up back
do
on the
something
couch.
you like and you're doing something good for you, even though you might just be spinning your wheels.
Be-
Anyway,
before we get going though, let's talk about your new threads, man. Look at this shirt. I am loving the Celtic vibe I'm getting on
little
that.
barbell cartel, play off the Boston Celtics
Oh,
logo,
yeah.
like you're saying. The Celtics logo is
Number one.
It is
Number
It's
one.
Awesome. I mean, other than the Pistons logo, the Celtics
You're
logo
such
is
a
awesome.
homer.
I know. I am.
Because it's horrible.
But this
They-
is
They
awesome.
change it over the years and the horse. And
Yeah,
it
that was
awful.
bad. That
The
was bad.
teal and the
That was
it
bad.
icy red. But yeah, that is something right there.
Pretty cool.
I love it. And I tried to ask him where he gets this stuff, and he said they just show up on my.
They do. I've ordered so much off of social media that are just wacky fitness shirts that they just show
They just
up.
show up. Oh,
And
man, that's
I
pretty sweet.
order them honestly because, well, for one, it's cool. Celtics logo is awesome.
Oh yeah.
And two, nobody probably around here is going to have them.
No,
So that's kind of nice.
Not at all.
So
yeah, shoot, we might have to steal some of that.
Like
make
I
some
told-
hardline gear.
I told Michelle, like, I can get this, and I know I'm not going to walk into, Lazy Dog and somebody have it on like Rogue, like, and I
Everybody has
love
that.
Rogue
Right.
T-shirts because they're probably the most comfortable
Blowing
T-shirts
up.
in the world. But everybody has. them.
Yeah.
Right. So-
Yeah. And I
But thank you.
have nothing that I own in my closet. It's all Wiggins Tiger gear that is
Yeah,
given
and
to me.
guys
So
guys
I
that
haven't
watch
spent
us
money
every
on,
Friday,
Mom,
my man does have like clothes in his closet. It just happens to be we do this in
Gear
Wiggins
Up
school,
Friday.
and it's Gear Up Friday.
Every
right?
Friday, Gear Up Friday. Yeah.
So
in the summer,
if you want,
maybe not.
he can bring an extra T-shirt. We can make it a Hardline T-shirt, a Yeti Den T-shirt, or something like that. We'll start doing that. But yeah, it's Gear Up.
Gear Up
It's
Friday.
That's why he's always in Wiggins gear. It's not, but he did have the support of Wiggins mommies of Wiggins shirt. See, that's different.
Bailey told me I needed to wear that again. You got to get that back
It's
on.
dope.
It is. It's
Yeah.
pretty sharp.
And we do support them every week.
Right? I
We
will.
do support them every week.
Every
So,
week.
So what's going to happen is we're going to go through this. We're going to start with number one. we're going to go through 23. Producer Trin's going to go ahead and write that in the comments and throw it up on the screen, so you should know what we're even talking about.
Yeah.
You won't be like, what?
What is this?
Yeah. So, because a lot of times we will do that. What?
When you read this first one, biohacking becomes a mainstream health and performance strategy. I said, what?
Right.
I don't know
What
what
the
that
heck
means.
is bio and hacking? Anyway, biohacking. So it's basically do-it-yourself biology. So it's about eating better, sleeping, hydration, and supplementation primarily, which we preach all the time.
Absolutely. That's
Really in
number
that
one.
order.
Yes, it is. It makes up every single step that
Right.
it takes to get.
Right. There's
Yes.
fitness, right? There's the working out, but there's the things that we've got to
You
do.
have to do these in order
And
to
that
see.
is eating better,
Yeah.
which we talk about all the time, carb cycling, intermittent fasting, carnivore, whatever
you want.
you're doing and whatever works for you.
Yeah.
Sleeping, I'm finally getting this dialed in. I don't know
Well,
if Michelle's
I think your
told you.
profession though has been.
It's changed, so
yeah.
it's helped me considerably. Yeah, so I'm getting much better at that. Hydration, I'm hit or miss. Honestly, I'm going to be
It just
honest.
depends on the day.
Yeah,
I'm the same.
it is. Some days I'm on it.
Right.
Other days I'm just
Well,
not.
we had the track meet the other day, right?
Mhm.
So everybody out there, you're in the sun, you're doing everything, but you don't have time to drink. You're getting kids into
Which,
their
let me
events.
say, for like the first time in a long time, at least you had an okay day for
It's
it.
beautiful.
It's the track meets these
Oh,
prior years have been cold
it
and
is awful.
windy and
Yes.
horrible.
But
So
it was a beautiful day, but there was no
Into
time
the
to
night.
drink.
Into
And
the
yeah,
night.
when we get done, I think Michelle got home. Thank the Lord, I had to leave for baseball, so we left at
oh,
2
that's right.
because we had to
yes.
get to baseball in
Yes.
Akron. So
Yes.
I wasn't there very long, and I don't work too hard. I stayed up in the booth and took phone calls and relayed information. So I didn't do a lot.
Hey,
But
sometimes it's heavy to
the
wear the
people-
crown. When you're the king, it's heavy to wear the
Take
crown.
it off. But I do feel like you have your days, right? You're not going to be able to drink as much water as you
Right.
need to. So and do it by feel, I think sometimes too is okay.
Mhm.
If you're not feeling
Mhm.
like you need to drink a lot, you're probably okay.
Yeah, if you're not like thirsty,
Look at your pee,
right.
see where that's
Yeah.
at, you'll be all right.
And then supplementation. And we talk about that. We want to start with a good base of nutrition, whole foods, and then supplement. Like what are you looking for? 180 grams of protein a day?
Yeah, trying to get one per body weight.
Hard.
And would love to get it all through natural food. That would be ideal.
Yeah.
But it's so hard.
It's
so
hard to
do it
eat
for
that
me,
much,
yeah.
and it's hard to plan
Right.
sometimes.
And
So-
with like your protein intake with beef is kind of the primary, I think, for people out here.
Mhm.
In
It's
cattle
what's for dinner.
country, it's there's a commercial.
Yeah.
So it's something that you get a lot of fat with that too. So trying to keep your fats in order. So the supplementation of protein, different things like that come in.
Right.
And I think with you said with your sleep, you have to take supplements to help you sleep.
I do not anymore.
Oh, nice. Because I know you were before.
I was on pharmaceutical drugs. I was on Ambien for years.
all prescribed by a doctor.
Yes.
Everybody.
Yes. Yes. And then I was using other supplements for a while. Yes. When I was hurt, I was using other sleep aids,
Right.
and now I don't need any. And I can get
Congratulations.
8 hours to 9 hours of sleep a night.
That's huge.
It's
'Cause you
huge,
were
and I
like-
feel much better. I was 3 to 4
Maybe.
sometimes, maybe.
So
Yeah.
good.
This biohacking goes into trackable BGL blood glucose monitoring continuously. That's what I don't look at those as like a fitness trend. I look at that as like a technological trend for those who have diabetes that can track their BGLs that go right to their phone.
So
Right.
I had asked Brian what that was, and he told me that yes, it's what diabetics wear. You see it on the back of their
Mhm.
arms, tracking their blood glucose, and kind of telling them where they're at for the day.
Yeah, it goes right to their
you
phone.
need more, you need
They can
less.
track it, and it keeps them from having real highs and real lows and know how to dose their insulin.
So for the everyday athlete, I would say bust.
Bust. I
Right.
don't do
For
not think
the,
it's needed. Yeah.
For the elite athlete or somebody that has a health disorder,
Mhm.
might be a must, right? It could.
And
be.
when you're doing like these VO2 maxes and stuff like
Right.
that, when you're on a treadmill and they have you
hooked up
hooked up and
everything
all
set
that,
up.
they will poke you. But it's mostly for to get the lactic acid measurements, right?
Right.
That's what they're getting there. So it's not. I don't see BGL monitoring really for everyday athletes.
No, not at all.
So now, with COVID coming in and everything like that in 2020, gym shut down, this, that, and the other thing. Number 2 is online workouts and hybrid memberships. We know
That's an
about this.
absolute
Yes,
must.
it's
There
an
we go.
absolute must. So anyway, gym shut down. People thought, what am I going to do?
Right.
Online workout memberships came to be the new fad, right? So because you had your home gyms, or you had what you had at home, or what gyms you could use if they were small, and somebody was programming for you, because not everybody knew really what to do.
Right.
So online workouts, I tell you what, I mean, what's your thoughts on it?
I mean, I love them. I mean, we do it.
Yeah.
And the reason why is just like you said, if you don't know what to do out there, there's so many people that they're afraid to go to a gym, right?
Yeah.
We have one client that doesn't want to go to the major gym in town. Just wants to go to kind of a side gym just because they don't feel confident enough in their own skin of what they know how to work out, what they know to do.
Right.
So I think it's great if you have somebody there. They're not going to be there with you, but somebody online that's showing you the workouts, showing you the proper form, and then talking you through the nutrition side of it. On that side of it, I mean, that's huge. We've talked about that.
Right.
But I think it's perfect for people that don't have a plan and need a plan.
Yeah,
get
for those
themselves
that
from A to B.
can't go to won't go to a gym, won't jump into classes, won't do anything like that, but wants to work out, just doesn't know where to start. Online workouts, online memberships are great. They're usually very affordable.
Right.
And you can find something that works for you.
Yeah.
It doesn't have to be CrossFit. It doesn't
No.
have to be strictly weightlifting. It can be,
When
it's not a one size fits all thing.
No.
You can get a lot of these memberships that are going to fit exactly what you're wanting to do. So you can find it just with a little trial and error. You can find it and it'll work. I think this is a must.
I do too. I especially in today's age where you've got a computer in the size of, in the palm of your hands. You have so much information out there that you can find. Find something that sticks for you, like you said, and then you'll be able to become what you want to in the fitness.
I mean, one of the major players in the industry is a place called Hardline Health and Fitness. And they can get you suited up. Oh, wait, there's a logo right behind us. Wow.
Hey.
And look
just
how sharp
DM
that
us.
logo is. Anyway, they can help you out. Street parking, Invictus. Josh Bridges has his own. Matt Chan has his own. There's so many out
Now
there.
you're just throwing out all the competition.
Are they competition? Are they?
Well, now they might be
Yeah.
pushing it
Anyway,
in that direction.
So if this is something you need, go ahead and reach out to us. We can find something that works for you.
Yeah.
Right.
And something's
Even
gonna
if
be fun.
you are going to the main gym in town, you still might not know what to do, or
get in
let's
there and you're
let's
watching other
focus your
individuals
goals and let us do the work.
Right. So
Actually, let us do the thinking.
Let us
you do the work. You do the work.
Yes. We'll take the thinking out of it because we've got that for you. You're just working.
Sure.
You show up to the gym.
You know what we're saying.
It's already right
Yeah.
there. And
We'll
you're good
think.
to go.
All you got to do is count some reps and
That's it.
lifts.
That's
move
it.
some
And
weight.
you're gonna have to track it a little bit because you're gonna have to get better, right? Each week. We're not gonna exercise, we're gonna train.
Right. Yes.
That's what we do.
It's important.
That's what we do.
Number
So that's
three.
a must.
Number
two is
three.
a must.
Fitness wearables.
All right.
All right. So I've got one on right now, Apple Watch, right? There's the Whoop strap. There's Garmin. There's the Apple Watch. There's
Shoot, I think Nike has their own version of it. Under Armour has
yes.
their, I mean, everybody has.
What was that first one that came out? It was like some sort of strap.
Wasn't it just the Garmin or was that something else?
I don't remember what it was. It was.
I don't remember either, but I know
Yeah.
they've been around quite a while.
Oh,
And
for a while.
it tracks your steps to begin with and your heart rate, right?
Yeah.
And then they've gotten
heart
steadily.
rate, calories burned. Like the Apple Watch, you can put in what kind of activity you're doing.
Oh,
Outdoor run, indoor run, strength training, HIIT training, whatever, because it's going to calculate that all differently. How many minutes you've exercised per day, that kind of stuff.
so when we were doing the 24 for 24, I was interested. You and Max both had that on.
Yeah.
And I saw you guys following it, seeing where your heart rate was,
Yeah.
and measuring that throughout the workouts. Where the first
Mhm.
one was here, by the time it was over.
Yeah,
What was that telling
and
you?
you were what it was telling me is that I was not recovering. So, and that's kind of why I wore it. Was like, well, how many calories is going to say I burned in this time frame, right? But I was also thinking, like, say going based on RPE, right? Because we tried to pace this. It was 24 wasn't an all go
No.
kind of thing. All gas, no brakes. It was paced out, right? So I wanted to know with like an RPE of starting at like 6 out of 10, what my heart rate was going to be at. And 12 hours later, with that same effort that I feel is the same effort, what is my heart rate at? And it was dramatically different.
Yeah.
Yeah. And the RPE, honestly, it was much lower. Like the perceived rate of exertion was
So that's what
probably
RPE
the same
is,
or
perceived
more,
rate of exertion.
but the actual exertion was much less, but the heart rate was much higher. So it was just, yeah, I was down.
There was no recovery.
There was no recovery. But these things like fitness wearable, are they a must? I wouldn't say they're a must.
I don't wear one.
However, they're interesting.
Yeah.
But they can get distracting
During
in the
your workout
same fashion. Like, right, where you're like, oh, I feel really tired. And then you look down and you're like, oh, my heart rate's not that high. What's going on? What's going on? And they start guessing. Or there's times in a workout that I'll look down and I'll see my heart rate super high. I'll rest till it gets down to a certain threshold, depending on what I'm doing. Like if I'm going to do barbell cycling or something, I'll wait till it gets down into like 150 and then I'll go after it.
Then go get it again.
Yeah. Whereas, man, just go by feel. You know,
Right.
it just sucks you in.
I've never wore one. I've never seen the results, kind of what it does for you. But I do have an interesting story with that. First, when I say this, my cousin actually he's in his 50s, but he was working out, big CrossFitter. And he was working out one day and his iPhone watch started beeping at him and telling him that he was in the danger zone. So kind of thought that was interesting. Next day it did it again. So he went to the doctor and found out that he had an irregular heartbeat. And so he had to go in. They had to fix some
atrial fibrillation.
Yeah, he had stuff going on. So he ended up, I think it basically saved his life. So,
interruption. I need to remind
look at that. We are in a school, everybody.
Players, you need to turn in your jersey.
Get your jerseys in,
everybody. Come on, dudes.
Come on. It is May almost.
Yeah, it's track.
Should have had that in April at the latest.
So yeah, it could have saved his life.
Yeah. So again, is it a must? I don't think so, but I don't think it's a bust. I think that's something that in that instance,
my father-in-law had the same kind of thing. Has an Apple Watch. Got zapped by an electrical fence.
Oh.
Yeah, and it said, I will call 911. Basically knew there was an incident, said, I will call 911. He said, no. And it said, give me a reason why. It basically said, you better give me a good reason not to call. Yeah. And he's like, it was.
So did you just talk to it and say, I just touched the electric fence?
Yeah, something.
Whatever it is.
Yeah.
Oh, that's interesting.
But it was like, yeah, give me a reason why I'm not calling 911. We can discuss this. And it's like, you're not in control here. I bought you.
Are taking over.
Yeah, I bought you.
Oh gosh.
So anyway, yeah.
The government
on my wrist.
Yeah.
Anyway, tracking knows where I am at all times, what I'm doing. Okay.
Shoot.
Number 4, low impact workouts.
All right.
So this is basically saying low impact workouts for people pre-pandemic that were living a very sedentary lifestyle.
So, like low impact, what I think of when I think of low impact, I think of swimming, right? I think of, I would say the assault bike and the rower, because it's not major. I mean, your joints are not taking a beating.
The elliptical,
right?
Yeah,
those type of things.
Yes.
Stair climber.
Yes.
Now working out in sand is that one thing. So you see a lot of pro athletes and people in their off season working out in sand to keep it light on their knees.
Yeah.
Things
So
like that.
it's recumbent bikes, rowing machine, stair steppers, sand, stuff like that. That's just not going to take an impact on your joints per se. But I look at this as low impact workouts. Yeah, it's a must for people getting off the couch.
Yeah. Yeah. And I guess if you have a physical limitation where I think in most instances, like we have people that say, oh, my knees hurt or my back hurts.
Right.
Well, of course it does, because you haven't done anything.
Right.
And it's going to hurt for a little while. But once we strengthen your muscles, they're not going to hurt anymore.
Yes.
And people have to get that out of their head and get that. But there are some people that might be paralyzed where they're never going to be able to.
So they're not using a stair stepper.
Well, let's say about that. Partially paralyzed, right?
Oh, partially.
We know a few people, Kevin, Steve, partially paralyzed. and low impact.
So you're
is-
not taking
no,
somebody
no.
paralyzed,
No, you're not.
making them swim.
Toss them in the pool. Go get it.
Yeah.
But that's other nice.
What?
Whoa,
No,
hey.
he brought it up.
So-
He said paralyzed. They're not going to swim. They're probably
Well,
not going to use a stair stepper. They're
It's-
probably not going to use the recumbent bicycle. And these are just fully paralyzed people.
Fully
I'm
paralyzed
talking
people.
about.
Right. Yes.
We've got
All
a,
joking aside, we got to
we've
clarify
got a whole
where
new
we're at.
program for those people. And usually it just involves a straw and a chair, and they just blow around. But that's a different. That's hardline
Hey, that's
health and
VO2
fitness.
max right there.
That's hardline health and
We're
fitness.
finding where
blow
you're
and go.
at.
It's the blow and go hardline health and fitness blow and go.
That could go into
But this
a whole
is
nother.
this is all joking aside. Come on,
Yes,
guys,
this
don't
is serious.
cancel Trent because of
Serious.
this. What he brought up. But go ahead.
Somebody's going to be there to save you. We got the little lifesaver. We'll throw it in for you.
There's floaties
Yeah, we
on them,
got
guys.
you.
We're not
We
just
got you.
throwing them in.
You have yes.
Yeah.
So
A lot of people call it a bobber. This is jacked up.
You could
You
take
brought
it.
this up.
You're taking it down.
I know.
Yeah,
This is bad.
It is bad. But okay, let's bring it back
Don't
up.
cancel Trent.
Bring it back up. All right. So we got our floating devices on.
What'd she say?
She said, you two are really amazing, but that was before you.
Yeah, but
We got our floating devices on, right? So we're bringing us back up. Right? We're not sinking. We're swimming. So, yeah. So, but for those type of people, absolutely.
Yes.
And that might be anything. So again, you're finding something that works for you, and you're not just going to lead a sedentary lifestyle.
Right.
But
So a must for those that it's a must for.
and I think with what we programmed for the 0 to hero,
Yeah.
all started out as low impact.
Yes, the first
Right?
6 weeks.
And
were-
then it starts to ramp up because you are losing the sore or your knee pain, your joint pain.
yeah, and it was all core focused. It was it's basically core to extremity, right? But we started with building that strong core, so it should help that back
Right.
pain. It should. We weren't doing crazy high impact things, so the knees shouldn't be taking a toll. And then they're like rehabbing and prehabbing for the next 6 weeks.
Right.
So yeah,
Which we brought in.
yeah. So a must for those that must
Yeah.
need it.
Right.
Right. Okay.
Yeah.
Good. Now, number 5.
I could have got down
That was bad.
Outdoor
that was
fitness.
bad, and that was
Moving
Trent's
on.
fault. Anyway,
First
but he's
time.
a doctor, and
First
he can
time.
talk about that
was the
stuff.
first
So
time.
outdoor fitness. This is due to COVID as well, right? I think that's when people started getting outdoors because gyms were closed,
Yeah.
but I think gyms were able to. A lot of times, like CrossFit gyms were able to host like in a park because people could be 6 feet apart and they were
Yeah.
outdoor and blah blah blah. Outdoor fitness we've kind of always done,
Yeah.
and I love it.
I guess the first thing that comes to my head is like that 75 hard, right?
Mhm.
Andy Frascilla's 75 hard that a lot of people are doing. One workout
Has to be,
has to be outside.
no matter what the weather.
And as I've thought about that through like people doing it, and we had a cold winter.
Cool.
It was bad.
Yep.
And so I'm like looking at people like my cousin did it. And
Yeah, and I
different
had
people.
some people at work
yeah,
do it
and-
during that cold spell.
Yeah. And to me, I'm like, just move your ass inside. What's the big deal? Come on.
No,
If you're getting 2 workouts in, you're getting 2 workouts
I
in.
think it's a mental thing.
I think it's a mental, but I'm reading a book, The Genius Life. I wrote it, autobiography. No, just messing with you. But
Genius was spelled with a J, by the way.
so
Get it at Amazon Books.
so, Max Lugave, he was the guy. But he talks about where being outside for at least 20 minutes a day, that we spend 93% of our lives inside, he said.
Wow.
So getting outside, trying to get 20 minutes outside. And he talked about the link between Alzheimer's and dementia, and Parkinson's even. And he takes it to the eyes. So as we've progressed with our phones, with our TVs, the bright light, at night, the blue light,
blue light,
however they
yep.
call it, and it's messing with our psychology. of our
rods and
brain.
cones, man.
It is rods and cones, but it's messing with the and it's making us depressed. It's doing different things to how we live, how we
Right.
communicate, how we do everything.
Right.
And so then I started thinking about it as I read this. It's like, oh, I get it. He's even talking about stand in front of a window if you can't get outside for 20 minutes just so you can have that visual.
Did he get into like?
Not that far. I just read.
Oh, okay.
That's that right
Okay,
there.
never mind.
This just that I read
Because
this.
have you heard of like
the other day.
grounding and stuff like that? So
No,
it's basically
no.
like barefoot,
Liver King.
making that earth to.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've heard a lot of people say grounding. I've seen people take
Liver
it to
King
the
is
other
nuts with that, right?
the other end, like 20 minutes of sunshine, and other times it's 20 minutes of sunshine on places that don't get sunshine,
Oh, you're
like the perineum,
the nether regions.
the nether regions, the taint
As Brian
is what some people
I
call
was going to call it
but
the
that's
booty hole.
yes,
as
yes,
you-
yeah. But that's what they
So
say.
eloquently
20
put it.
minutes of sunning that.
Wow.
But they say start in slow doses.
Don't
because-
people bleach that?
That's a whole nother podcast. Bleaching.
Are we
that.
taking it down again? My bad. I'm sorry, everybody.
So and
I should have really looked through these first, but we didn't go down.
so anyway, we're not sure about grounding. We're not sure about sunshine on that part.
But I do think that before I wasn't, but now I think I am. I'm in. I think this is a must.
I love it,
And
and I think when we're able to run outside, like at my house, I'm lucky. I've got pull-up rig outside. I can do wall balls outside. I can do burpees outside. I can run outside.
it happens when you're a fireman, everybody.
Well, what's nice is
It's about the
I feel
bread.
my workout is better with the fresh air, and I don't know.
I think it
Yeah.
adds a little bit of energy
Yeah.
to you for sure.
Yeah.
And the sun gives you energy.
So I think it's a
So,
must.
I do too.
Yeah.
Am I going to do it at 10 degrees and blowing snow and a blizzard? Absolutely not.
No.
I'm not going to do 75 hard and have
Right.
that be part of it.
Right.
I'll do 75 hard and do the 2 workouts. I guess I'm going to start over the next day because I didn't get one outside.
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
Thanks, Andy.
You get
I'm
bad.
just never getting out of
Yes,
this.
no.
But for, like we've talked about, absolutely. You can get outside. You can do this. You see so many, our teachers right now are doing such a good job. They're taking walks. So they're taking during their plan time.
I heard that.
Yeah, they're setting apart
Yeah.
and they're doing, 15, 20 minutes where they're just outside taking a walk.
Right.
So love that kind of thing.
Yeah. Great. Great.
Must.
So number 7, right?
What
Oh
is
no, 6.
6. What is
I'm gonna-
this?
Mini workouts might consist of 3 15-minute sessions spread throughout the day.
Whoa.
Hey, get it in while you can, I guess.
Huh? I've never heard of like I've heard, the let's do a morning session, afternoon session as we talked
Yeah,
about. but-
yeah, but these are they're
Those little
mini
15
sessions, 15-minute sessions.
Okay.
First
First thing that comes to mind. If you're doing this 3 times a day, I mean, unless we're doing low impact and not doing anything,
right.
you're bound to get sweaty and nasty,
Yes.
aren't you? I mean,
Yes.
15 minutes if we're working, if
Yes.
we're doing something. Otherwise, you're not doing anything.
Right.
Except I'm taking a walk is good. I'm not saying that's not anything.
Right. Right. We've
But,
covered that. That's fine.
but I don't get it unless you don't have a job, I guess is what I'll say.
Where you can shower multiple times.
Yeah. Or,
'Cause
and
hygiene
then you don't
becomes-
have a job because
Because hygiene becomes a play.
all you're
part
doing
in
is
this.
working out
Yeah.
and showering.
Yeah, I don't think this is a must,
No,
but I guess get it in while you can. But if you can get 3 15-minute sessions in,
that's awesome.
you could probably find an excuse to lump it all together.
But you don't want to be the smelly guy at work.
No.
Just remember that.
Nobody likes that.
No.
No.
So have plenty of deodorant and take a shower.
So no must on that one. I think
No.
if you're saying, well, I can only fit it in here or there, excuses are lies. Fix it and just wake up earlier.
Wake up earlier.
Wake up
Jesus, Go
earlier
to bed
and-
later. Whatever
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Don't
pack,
go out to
pack your
dinner.
lunch and do it at lunch.
Absolutely.
Shower
I said
up.
dinner, I meant lunch, but
Yeah.
Yeah.
Supper. Yeah.
Zipper.
Hit workouts, high intensity interval training.
Oh yeah.
These are huge.
Yeah.
I think all the science would back this one.
I believe so.
So I think these are a must. Depending on your goals,
Right.
I think these are a must just because it's such a good bang for your buck.
Right. And I think if you're trying, like you said, depending on your goals, if you're trying to gain muscle, right, mass, and just be a workout beast, hit training is probably not for you. If that's just your only goal, right?
Gotcha.
I'm just trying to. I
Gotcha.
want to put 60 pounds on my bench in 6 weeks, and I say bench because every day is chest day. Right?
Sure,
But-
sure.
If you're wanting to put on muscle mass and you're not wanting to put on fat with it because you're gonna have to eat, probably hit training is something you're gonna need to add into your training
Yeah.
somewhere throughout the week.
It it ramps up your metabolism.
For sure.
It
Let's bring
the
up a
good
question
thing
for you.
about HIIT training is it's scientifically proven that HIIT training and anaerobic training improves aerobic capacity, whereas aerobic capacity, or just like you say you're going to just row, or you're going to just run, or you're going to just bike.
So going into that steady state.
Yeah, you're just going into steady state cardio. Steady state cardio or pure aerobic training does not aid in anaerobic
Right.
training.
Right.
So anaerobic covers all. That's why HIIT training works. It ups your metabolism. You're going to burn calories throughout the day after you're done. That's why it's so vital. I love it. So I'm obviously biased, but the science backs it.
Right.
So
question for you, and I've never looked at the science. Well, I've looked at the science on this, but I've seen two different ways it goes. So I'd like to see your opinion on this. Is fasted cardio in the morning. So like a fasted HIIT training, and people say do it fasted in the morning. It's going to dip into those fat storages is what's going to do right away, because you don't have any blood sugar, you don't have no glycogen to go after.
Right.
Now, not sure if it's fact or not, because I've seen the science on both sides of it.
Right.
What do you say? What do you recommend? I know for me what I feel, and it's a feel thing for me.
Well, and I'm basing this off of what I felt, and I've intermittent fasted. So I've done this a lot, trained high intensity interval training in a fasted state. It works for me. However, it takes some getting used to. So basically, you need the 3 or 4 week period there where your body can then switch and start producing the enzymes which will burn fat for fuel. So when you're in a high carb diet, so you're not fasted, you're in a high carb diet, you wake up and you eat, you have that glucose and glycogen ready to go in your bloodstream, right? You start fasting, and you just say you start fasting on Monday and you do a HIIT training on Tuesday, you're probably going to feel bad.
Okay.
Because your body has quit producing the enzyme that will just convert that fat right into fuel for you. So it's basically like a big, what am I trying to say? A production plant.
There you go.
That is producing something that your body really doesn't need, because you're getting carbs all the time. So it's just going to say, dude, shut the plant down. We don't need you, and you're just wasting energy and you're wasting time. But when you start fasting, somebody's like, dude, we gotta bring that plant up. We got to get people working there.
Turn the lights on.
It.
Let's go.
So, but it takes a while. So that 3 to 4 weeks, I think once you do that and you start producing that enzyme to make that fat fuel right away, you're good to go. But it's going to take a little bit.
And you'll start seeing progress go.
Mm-hmm.
Okay,
Mm-hmm.
good. That's good to know. I know I do it, and the reason why is because when I started working out in the morning, I was an afternoon kind of workout guy. But when I started working out in the morning, I was trying to eat a little bit before to go fuel my workouts. And like, it took me 3-4 weeks. I was still trying to do this, but every day I would almost vomit.
Yes.
I just couldn't take it. The workouts we were doing were a lot of HIIT, CrossFit.
Right.
I mean, it was you're getting after it, right?
Yes.
And so I just had to stop.
Yeah.
I had to stop eating, and my body felt so much better, and my workouts felt so much better.
And it'll get the fuel
sluggish,
you
and
need.
I could go.
It'll find the
Right.
fuel you need.
Your muscles store it.
It just has
it's
to
stored.
It has to figure it out. And once it has a plan, and yours is fasted, it's like, I got this.
Right.
Now, have you ever felt when you fast? I feel this because I fast and I work out, but sometimes I'll work or I'll eat before I work out, and then I'll get dizzy. It's almost like too much.
Really?
Yeah.
No, I've never felt that.
So then it's like, I can't eat.
Because if I am doing a HIIT workout and doing it in the morning, trying to lose fat while maintaining muscle, I'll do like a HIIT workout in the morning, fasted, then I'll eat throughout the day, and then about probably an hour before I go work out, then it's like a banana.
Yeah.
Just something simple,
something
like
quick.
a banana. And I've always felt decent with that. No. Get fuzzy when I lift heavy weights and I'll look down and then stand up.
That's free. That's free.
That's when that goes.
So HIIT workouts, I think they're a must.
Yes. Put 'em in.
Okay, we're going into your world here.
Oh, Zen.
But this wasn't,
no.
but now it is.
Gosh, no. This was never anything part of what I did.
Mindfulness.
Yeah.
The compounding stress, anxiety, and general uneasiness of the world situation. That was because of the pandemic. It trended several years ago, has never gone away.
Oh, it led to a terrible war in Eastern
Mindful
Europe.
meditation. What do you think?
Well, I would say I was so like, I wouldn't say against it, but I'm like, oh, don't be soft.
Right.
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 Good Lord.
Just
Everybody goes through
work out.
struggles and
Yes.
pain, and just get over yourself. It's not about you. Just get to the gym and just do
Right.
your stuff. But after I kind of opened my mind a little bit and realized what people are going through, talking to people, and I'm kind of going from the side of an educator and seeing the stress and the burden that teachers place upon themselves because the test scores are lower now, because students are coming in without social, emotional, any training at all, or because they come into kindergarten, they've never been around anybody else because mom and dad are keeping them away from
Right.
people. So they don't know how to socially interact. They don't know how to do things. So teachers carry that load. A student that's getting abused at home or isn't eating, teachers carry that load on themselves.
Sure.
And if they don't have a place to release that, and not just physically, but emotionally and mentally as well, they're gonna contain that. And it's leading to teacher burnout. It's leading to people being depressed. It's leading to people, I think it's leading to weight gain. It's leading to people just holding up and being by themselves. So really trying to do that mindfulness. And I don't know how to do it. I don't sit with my legs crossed and kumbaya, but
I do ghetto yoga. There's no mindfulness in ghetto yoga.
Part 3.
There's So part 3 is Chloe's favorite.
I like part 3.
Yeah. Anyway,
but
I'm not good at mindfulness either. Like, but I always felt, see, this is where I get, like, I think, cool, man. And I trust you on this. It's a must for those that must have it.
Right.
Like, my mindfulness is working out.
Yeah.
So that keeps me not depressed.
Get in
that
there.
keeps me, that lets me like, and especially like this 365, right? It's for Pat.
Yeah.
It's to heal. Like, I get out a lot of shit working out. Right. I get out a lot that I took on from that accident, a lot of guilt, a lot of this, a lot of that. I work it out during that.
And that's your mindfulness.
That's my mindfulness.
And your
so
time.
I guess then it is a must. It just looks different for everybody.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely. I mean, I wake up every morning, right?
Some need this.
Some need that.
Okay.
I wake up in the morning and I can't do that. I'm not that flexible. So I lay in bed.
You list.
But I can lay down straight.
Yeah.
And that's okay with me.
Yeah.
And then I list, okay,
Right.
3 things. What did you do well yesterday? What did you accomplish? What do we need to get done today? And to me, that's my goal setting, right? That's everything that I need to do. And it can be simple as, hey, pay attention to your wife and kids. Right. I mean, it's whatever it may be. And then, so those are what we put
Speaking of
forward
that,
for the day.
Deleted Instagram and Facebook and Twitter off my phone.
Gone. How are we going to connect with our fans?
I look at it at certain times per day.
On the
But
computer?
it takes me, I'll have to look it up on my phone, but it keeps me from looking at the stuff when my wife's around.
I got you. I see what you're saying.
So there's many more steps now to get to where I need to be, but I can check it. But now it's more like I can check it on my own time. So anyway, that was off topic.
Part of mindfulness.
But it was like,
it's the same type of thing.
I'm getting rid of it. I got called out one evening, and I was like, I didn't get defensive. I wasn't like, oh, really? I'm not on my phone. You're on your phone.
That's kettle calling.
One time I was like, okay. And I'm like, I'm deleting them right now. She's like, that's not what I'm saying. And I was like, no, screw it. I'm doing it. And you know what? It's been great.
Good.
So-
And so that's mindfulness.
Yeah.
So it all looks different for everybody. So I think, yes. And for people like us to be more open to what mindfulness looks like to other people.
Yeah, because I was with you. I was like, soft, like namaste. And now I say it
Namaste,
at the end
as
of the
they
ghetto
say.
yoga just because I think you have to.
Well,
If you don't namaste, do you really yoga?
No,
Okay.
it's not over
That's
until
a big
you
question.
namaste.
9, small group personal training. This,
I wouldn't say it's a must,
I don't think it's a must. Those that need it
but
love it.
yeah. And I think
we did it with Farm Boy.
Yeah.
I loved it. But you know what? I like working out
Right.
solo too.
yeah,
So
I can go either way.
Yeah.
I
I don't think
do
it's a must.
like you said, lots of people, if it gets you going and that's what motivates you and keeps you accountable, absolutely.
Sure.
Find that small group.
Yep.
Go. And we have that. We have that with our groups. We have that with our teachers.
Yeah, they're
that-
doing it now.
Yeah, they find each other in the morning or they find each other afternoon and they are building that community and holding each other accountable. So if that's what it takes for you, please.
Did Bailey say how she did on that half marathon?
I did not talk to her about that, and I saw her yesterday. I didn't even ask.
Yeah.
She said it went good.
She crushed it?
Yeah.
Bailey, if you're watching right now, you shouldn't be.
You should be teaching your kids, but if you watch it
But
later,
if you could, we'll ask you
yeah,
at some
because she
point.
was ready to roll
Yeah, she did it. I know she finished it.
afterward. Okay.
In the middle.
In the middle.
Oh.
Oh, good for you, Bailey. You had a good time when you
Yeah,
did it.
well, good for
Good.
you. Yeah,
All
good
right.
for you. That's
No, but I like it. Good job. You made it fun. Good.
yeah.
Heck yeah.
Which brings up something. I have a cousin who's a wicked athlete, right?
Yeah.
And I ran my quickest half marathon is a 1 hour 38-minute half marathon, which
Okay.
I really
pretty quick.
loved. It was sub
That's really good.
8-minute miles.
Yeah.
So for me, that was my goal.
Really, really well.
It was the best I ever ran, but that's when I was just predominantly
you did.
doing that, right? I was training for a marathon. I think it was, anyway, he beat that time by doing a beer half marathon. So we've done the beer mile,
Right.
but he did a beer at every mile
And
and beat me.
13 beers
13 beers.
and
And
ran it in,
it was like a 132.
and he wasn't hammered.
Oh, he was hammered. Yeah. Yeah. And I wish I still had the video of it, but it just made me think like, man, some people are built differently.
Yeah, they are.
Because he'd have to stop running
Yeah.
to do that.
We just
And he
kept
had a dude, his buddy rode a mountain bike beside him with a cooler. And then they stopped at every mile and
I would have to walk and just drink it for that next mile.
yeah, it was crazy.
Huh.
But anyway,
Okay.
made my feet feel small. Anyway, so small group personal training, not a must. But
Not
it's
a
not
must.
a bust either.
No, I think if it's for you, yeah, do it.
Gamification.
What?
This is like,
So like, we're not just talking thumbs, right?
I think it's like, no, I think they're talking about, they're adding like cardio
Oh,
stuff, like
like
treadmills and stuff into 3D
Nintendo,
games.
where you
yeah.
drove the pad?
Yeah.
Oh, the Olympics, that was so
Wii
fun.
stuff.
We fun, yeah.
But you know, they've always had that fishing game on the rowing machine.
Oh, that's fun. That is, okay, I
Yeah.
was thinking.
So,
Yeah.
and
And- oh, did you-
must no.
Yeah, I don't think it's a must, but cool. If it's gonna keep you active and going, just don't like play quarterback. You see that guy? His son had him on there, and he's on the virtual machine on his eyes. I don't know what that thing's called, but
Yeah.
But so he takes the snap right, and he drops back, and somebody's coming, and he rolls out, and
Oh,
he
no.
starts running right into the wall.
Oh my
Puts a
god.
hole in the wall, falls backwards. So just make sure you're in a safe space.
So we got sacked.
Outside, you can do it. You got sacked, yeah, but do it outside.
Yeah, do it outside.
Perfect.
Be safe with it.
No trees.
But if that's what you need, yeah, I
Yeah.
guess go for it. But if that's what you need,
Yeah, if that's then
Man.
you need
Yeah.
to delete stuff from your
Yeah.
phone if that's what you need.
innovative group classes. I don't even know what this means.
Okay.
Um,
Hula hoop.
the viral popularity of such video as weighted hula hoops and reverse running on platforms like TikTok.
Huh.
I think no.
It's a hula hoop that like breaks apart
Uh-huh.
when you lose weight and then it clips back together.
Oh.
Okay. And I see trapeze, trampolining, and rollerblading.
I'm gonna say this is a bust, man.
yeah, I'm not in. it.
Just work out.
Right. Good Lord.
Exercise is medicine. This I don't think
Exercise is medicine.
it's a trend. I think this is what it's all
the
about.
beginning of time.
Yeah. Yes.
I mean, so many. America is lying to you, everybody. This, by the way, Kaiser Permanente,
Yes.
Pfizer. We
Yes.
don't need you.
Right.
Eat whole foods, get rid of sugar,
Yeah.
and work out. And
Exercise-
you're probably going to be fine.
Exercise is the cure to the world's most vexing problem.
And get outside. Get
Yes.
sun.
Just do it. And
Jesus.
you know, they used to say an apple a day keeps the doctor away, like a squat a day, you know, a mile a day. Just get out and work out, eat right, and you're going to be surprised what you cure. Like there's studies out
Everything.
there that people just changed their diet, they cut out sugar, and they fixed like stage
Cancer.
3
Yes.
cancer. Like you're going to die. And they're like, I don't think so. And they fixed it with their diet and they're
And
now cured.
Don't vape.
So
Don't smoke.
F off, Pfizer.
Right? Seriously,
God.
we don't need you.
Yes.
See, Tucker Carlson would tell him.
If he had a platform.
If he wasn't banned. But we're not sponsored by anybody. We're not losing anybody.
Nobody.
We're okay.
We throw paraplegics
People tried to
into
sponsor
the
us, but we
water
said, no. We're gonna
and
save
they
you.
can swim.
We're gonna save you though. Promise you, we're gonna throw you that lifeline.
We're
Might
not
be able
strong
to catch
swimmers
it.
either. But anyway, exercise is medicine. That's a must. It's
Yeah,
not a bust. And
that's
it's
the
been
truth.
around. This isn't a fad or a trend.
Yeah, just in 2023. Who made this list?
Pfizer.
We're gonna read it at the end of it.
Fitness recovery.
Well, yeah.
Warm up, warm down, foam rollers. This is going to be
Oh,
your Theraguns.
Oh, I
This is
love
going to be your ice barrels. This is going to be your sauna. This is going to be your hot tub, right?
all right.
Dude, I think it's a must. Take care of your body.
Yeah.
But you can do it honestly just by proper warm up, cool down, and stretch.
Yes.
You
don't have to get all
You don't
the-
need all the fancy stuff.
I mean, foam rollers are great, right? Especially if you do have. I like it.
I love them.
Yeah. I
Yeah.
legs, my
Yeah.
IT band, my back.
Mhm.
But I don't spend hours and hours and hours on it. It's quick warm up, quick
No,
recovery.
if you had a foam roller, a lacrosse ball,
Now
and a PVC pipe,
you
you're
should be
set.
good. Now I've heard a lot of people with the ice, right? And we did it, the ice barrels.
Yeah.
And so people use this for all sorts of things. Like some people use it just because they want to do something that scares themselves every day, right? They just
they wake
trying to
up
get that
and go,
lizard brain,
yeah.
and I need to get something that scares me every day, so I'm
Mhm.
gonna hop in it.
Mhm.
Other people use it for recovery, like they'll sit in it for a while. Some people use it just to show off, I think, on Instagram.
Yeah, it's grammable.
It is. Yeah, I'm getting in a nice tub. And there's so many, but I.
That's what I did, and then I cramped.
But I mean, I think you're gonna be fine without it. You don't need to go buy an ice barrel, and
Ice barrels are expensive.
they are expensive.
It's a Yeti for ice water,
Yeah.
basically.
So
cool.
cool.
The one we were in for the 24 for 24, awesome.
It was.
But it was, I did not do it correctly.
I said it.
I did
for
not
2 minutes.
time it. I shouldn't never have sat in it till after,
Okay.
honestly. It made my forearms cramp so badly, but
'Cause you did
for
that
like
next
the
workout, huh?
worst, the next 4 hours I battled
It was
that.
bad.
Yeah. So, and that, honestly, it just brought out something that was underlying. Honestly, I was
Right.
probably going to cramp anyway, but it brought it to the
on
forefront.
sooner.
Yeah. Fitness, it's not a must, but it's a
But,
nice
yeah,
to have.
and just stretch.
Yeah.
Right. And you don't have to work out every day. Your body needs to recover. So,
Superstar trainers.
ooh, like us.
It does mention us.
Are
in
we on
here.
there?
We are in here.
Oh, man, then
it-
yes.
Yeah, it named you as Dr. Trainer. That's nice. Superstar trainers, we'll just go by this. Not a must.
No.
We went with the online workout programs. You get that, you're fine. It's like having a superstar trainer there. If it's a reputable program,
Kind of like
they're going to show you what to do.
Beachbody,
Yeah,
Demand.
yeah. I mean, this is Tony Horton.
I love Tony.
This is Bob Harper, right? I
Okay.
think he's still around, right?
Oh yeah, I think Bob's
This is what's her name from
same lady.
the mean one from Biggest Loser.
Yeah,
You know who I'm talking about.
I do know. I can see her. She's a brunette.
Mean.
She.
Not a must-have. I don't
No.
think. I
No.
think I can speak for both of us.
No, you don't need to
Superstar trainers
know anybody
other
to
than
work
us.
out. Yeah, you just need
wasting
us.
your time. Functional fitness. I'll let you go on this because I think you know.
Flipping a tire, pulling a rope. Well, I think functional fitness is great, right? I mean, if you're going to sit on the pot, which we all do, you need to be able to get off of it.
It's a
So being able to do an air squat is probably pretty important for your daily life.
It's a multi-jointed workout. It's a multi-jointed movement that mimics life. That's functional fitness.
I like how he put the technical terms in it.
Well, that's
good.
what it is, right?
It is what it
Multi-jointed
is.
movement that mimics
So yeah,
anything, like a deadlift is like picking up a pen or a quarter
Right.
off the ground.
that's doing a
Uh,
sit up,
Squatting is
getting off the couch.
going onto the toilet. A burpee is falling down and getting back up
Pushing yourself
over
up.
and over and over.
So do you need sledgehammers? Do you need tires? Do you need battle ropes? That sort of equipment?
No.
You do not.
No.
But yes, functional fitness. You need to have, like Brian said before, with the stability of your core.
Mhm.
So build that up. That's functional fitness because
Yeah.
you have to have that.
And that's not to go on to the definition of functional fitness or a functional movement. It is a core to extremity movement.
Yes. So must. And you do it every day. So no need to go to Rudy's, sorry, Terry, and buy a tire from him.
No.
But I don't think you have many customers buying tires from me to flip anyway.
No,
So-
you don't need to flip tires. You don't need battle ropes. You don't
Cool.
need sleds.
Fun.
Sleds are great.
Yeah.
I love them, but you don't need it. But there's plenty of stuff you can do.
Yeah.
Go and jump on something. Go move your body weight on something.
Step on
Put
a
yourself
chair.
on
Make
the
sure it's a sturdy
ground.
chair,
Get yourself back up.
Right.
Squat down. Stand back up. So when you do go to the toilet by yourself, when you're older, you can get up. And you don't need Dr.
the
Kerr to
medical
come
alert
in.
bracelet.
Yeah.
I've fallen and I
Yeah,
can't
and
get
that's
up.
your wearable fitness things. I'm going to skip
What?
16
Golf.
because I think this is
Golf is fun, and
Why
I
is
get
this in here?
I get in worse shape when I golf.
Why is this in here?
I don't know. I drink too many beers. I eat too many hot dogs, and I
You know what
ride
golf,
in a golf
does
cart.
for you? Probably
it helps you set up business deals.
that.
That's about it.
It's social. It gets you out walking if you don't take a car.
But who's doing that?
Right. And
Mike Book, the only guy I know.
PGA, and then but it keeps you mobile, keeps your spine healthy.
All right, yeah, you're twisting.
I'll give you that.
So, but no, the golf is not a must. But
This,
awesome.
I
I'm
saw
glad-
this on there and was just like, what the hell is this all about? Like, why is this in there? Why don't we just pickleball? Probably better for you.
How about shuffleboard?
Yeah, badminton.
Pool.
Which one?
Billiards.
Oh, billiards. 8-ball.
Parcheesi.
Yeah. Okay, I'm skipping it. Must? No, it's not a
Wellness?
must.
No.
Fun? Sure.
Yeah.
On a nice day outside, awesome.
Right.
But I'm not walking.
Like I said, I get in worse shape.
yeah,
I'm
because there's a
drinking,
cooler in the
I'm
car.
eating, and I'm riding in a golf cart.
Yeah.
Are you
So-
talking about the school golf or
Oh,
personal golf?
Oh, okay. If
personal.
you're like the guy, what's personal golf? Like
not a
frisbee
school
golf?
function.
Oh,
Not
No, I get in
the
worse shape
golf.
then too. Anytime I golf, I'm getting in worse shape. Yeah, isn't that what you do? Unless you had to come back and go to school,
Right.
go to work.
Right.
So
Anyway.
okay, moving on.
Anyway, moving on. Wellness coaching, number 17.
Yeah,
Wellness coaching. This we've kind of
you
touched
have
on
to
this-
have us.
We've touched
What are
on
you
this
gonna do
many,
without
many,
us?
many times. If it's something you need, it's something you need.
Right.
Right. And it's if it's something you need, it's probably invaluable.
If it's going to keep you going and it I mean,
Keeps you accountable, keeps you on
basically
track.
get you to know how to do it safely
Mhm.
with your workout, with your nutrition, with everything. It all goes hand in hand. So yes, if you have it dialed in,
Right. If you're dialed in,
be your
you
own
don't-
wellness
you-
coach
Yeah.
if you know what you're doing.
Yeah. Figure it out. Oops.
Reverse running. We
Reverse
did this not
running.
too long ago.
There's a hero wad. Griff. Griff. With
Griff.
reverse running.
So
Is
what's
it a
saying?
must?
So
It-
I did this. So when I coached basketball, we would have a up back shooting drill. That pretty appropriate name
Uh-huh.
because you would come up, you'd jump stop, you'd shoot your shot, then you'd backpedal, and then you'd run up to the next spot, then you'd backpedal. And we worked on that just because we were trying to work different body parts. We were
Mhm.
trying to work different muscles. We were working the calves. We were trying to take a little less impact on our knees.
Sure.
So it served a purpose. I don't know if it's
I
something.
know, like
that's-
knees over toes guy and all that talks about reverse running, how it can
injury
prehab.
recovery.
Yeah, prehab, rehab.
I guess I can.
Sure.
I guess
And
I can
this
see
is
it.
something I honestly I don't know enough about.
We are so quad heavy in all of our routine. Functional
Mhm.
fitness is quad heavy.
Yep.
So I guess you are activating that hamstring, getting that push off. You're activating your calves a little more.
It provides up to 8 times the benefit of forward running.
Says who?
Says this.
They.
Yeah, who's they?
Some experts.
Is it a must? You
No,
know what?
but-
I'll go out on a limb. I'll say sure.
No.
I don't
It's a
know enough
must.
about it.
But if you want to add it to your workout program, it's probably not going to hurt unless
Sure.
you don't see where you're going and you run off a cliff.
Yeah, then it really can hurt.
Make sure you put up guardrails.
But you won't. So what you said is true. I don't see what it can hurt because you won't see it because you're running backwards, but it can hurt you.
So wise.
Man,
so wise.
Genius with a J, baby. Anyway, so must know. Hygiene awareness.
We talked
How
about
is this
that.
a
If you're working
trend?
out 3
How
times
is
a
this a
day, go take a
trend?
shower.
How is this a trend? I think hygiene awareness has
Look,
probably
you've
been
seen the
around
kids
for
today,
a while.
Brian.
They
and
need to be
everybody. I mean, homelessness has just taken over our cities.
Mhm.
So it'd be nice to have some hygiene and to do some things. And I
Mhm.
don't think a lot of them are. You're on the streets as a fireman. You've
Mhm.
seen it firsthand.
Mhm.
You tell us about the hygiene today.
Uh,
So maybe
they're
it is
not
a
worried
must.
about it. They're not worried about it. They're worried about their next fix of fentanyl or heroin.
Take a shower and we'll give you some. Maybe that's what we have.
We'll give you a free needle with a shower, bub.
Get a bump. Take a shower. So,
Anyway,
so I would say, yeah, people.
sure, take a shower.
Stay
Bathe.
clean.
Wear deodorant.
Huh.
Home gyms.
I don't think it's a must, but
Sure, nice.
it's so nice. You talked about it. I mean, but you make crazy money as a fireman, so
it's
you
crazy.
have the indoor-outdoor set.
Crazy money.
Yes.
Yeah.
So,
Homemade outdoor set. Homemade indoor set, actually.
so not only are you a good workout guy,
No.
you can
My
make.
father-in-law.
Yeah, I knew that was gonna go.
My father. Anyway, home gym. The great thing about a home gym is you have lost all ability to make any excuse.
There's none.
Zero.
No.
The gym had to close early. No, it didn't. It's at your house.
I'm out of gas.
They didn't have the equipment we wanted. Well, that's your fault. It's your home gym. Yeah. I'm out of gas. Walk down the stairs or outside. Every excuse at that point becomes a lie.
Yeah. So not a must again. However,
But a nice to have.
heck yeah, it is.
Not
I
a
love it.
need to, but a nice to.
I love having it.
Yeah.
So
But you have a pool. You have a lap pool. You have
Yeah,
all that
it's
stuff.
called the canal
Oh,
right next to it. I don't
okay.
know if
Whatever
wanna go
you
swimming
wanna
in it.
call
Yeah,
it.
you know, it's got tumbleweeds and snakes and everything else floating in
Hey.
it, but mud, gunk, whatever the
You
neighbors
know,
threw in it.
Nobody
Like
moves,
floor.
nobody get hurt.
We've got
But
Got
sometimes
the-
there's risk.
got runoff from the pastures right next to it, filled with the goats, and so
You
yeah,
could get some sort of stomach virus. You could get bitten by a snake.
all we're doing is we're building up our
Making ourselves
immune
harder to kill.
system. Yes,
Harder
we are.
to kill.
Yeah.
Okay. Number 21, the rowing machine.
I like the rower.
Must have?
No,
Bust?
bust.
Yeah. Not a bust. Not a must. But real nice. This is like the home gym.
So rowing activates the muscles of your lower and upper body. True, you're getting legs. You're
Yeah,
getting
it's total
back,
body.
Yeah.
Yeah, I get it.
You're getting core.
Yep.
Again, low impact.
However, is it the best machine available?
I don't think so.
What is? Don't
Squat
tell me
rack.
a cable machine.
The squat rack. No,
Um,
I know a machine. If I'm
you had to pick
a-
one.
if I'm running a slow, steady, and just get work done, like going for 3 miles or whatever it is, a 3,000 meter row or whatever, I'm probably going to choose the rower. But I know I'm getting a better workout on the bike. Just for me personally, my heart
Gotcha.
rate gets up higher. Everything starts. I mean, that's a full body too.
On
if
an
you're on the
Echo
assault
bike.
yes,
Okay.
Echo or yeah,
Yeah.
because you are pushing, you are pulling,
Right.
and your legs are pumping, and yeah, everything is going. So I personally feel like I have a better cardiovascular workout on the bike.
Yeah. This was I don't know if I could make a decision on this.
And the ski erg or the
Ski erg's
treadmill.
awesome. The only thing about the ski erg is you're not getting the huge leg pump.
Right.
But it's a crusher too. But I would have to say, man, I'd have to say that bike is pretty potent. But you could stay on there an hour if you wanted.
Yes.
The rower, I don't know if I could.
Oh.
Well, I have before doing the stupid marathon row or half marathon
was-
row.
But I had to get a pillow.
I did
set it on
too.
the
I
seat.
had to set myself up for success. But the assault bike, if you were going to do, that like that level 2 conditioning or whatever it's called, zone 2,
Right.
you could probably do it on the bike easier. But if you wanted to totally bury yourself, you could do it on the bike easier as well.
I agree.
So
we're going bust.
yeah,
Good machine, but
good
not a
machine,
must.
not a must. Gym will become more social. We've already kind of talked about this. If you need it, go to it.
Hold on, I just saw smoothie bar. If they got a snack and a smoothie bar, all the better. So they're talking about like making it kind of like a little mall, right? So we get done with our workout, we walk out into the mall, and I'm gonna go hang out with my buddies at the TCBY shop.
Well, it's the country's best yogurt.
It is really good.
I mean,
everybody.
it's
loves
not like the
TCBY.
county's best yogurt. It's the country's best.
So you had a perfect setup, right? You had Farm Boy.
Perfect.
And right next to Farm Boy was the local watering hole.
The bar.
Right? Just
was
one
right
more
next
right
door.
there.
Yeah.
So I enjoyed nothing more than a Friday or Saturday night workout and walking right next door to the bar.
Yeah.
And grabbing some pizza.
Yeah. It was
and
great.
some beer.
It was great.
Now, fitness goals.
Yeah,
maybe
like
not the best.
when we hosted Barbells for Boobs all the
Yes.
time or something like that on a Saturday.
So fun.
Because we crushed it. We picked up. The bar was open at
Yeah.
like 2,
Right.
and we just.
And I love
Skip
it
it.
when we do, after Mayhan and Murph and
Yeah.
those type of things too.
Yeah.
And you don't feel guilty because you're like, I just crushed that
We just
workout.
earned it.
I just,
Yeah.
So,
Totally.
so I think it's fun. I think it's a fun experience. Is it a must? Absolutely not. You can do whatever, but
Social.
is it
and
fun
you
to
can
have
make
that
it-
for sure?
You can do that at your own house. You
Yeah,
can
you
invite
can.
people over. 23, final one.
Resurgence.
Resurgence of free weight strength training.
This went away?
I think it went. I think it went to the wayside for a little bit with
because of the pandemic.
I think it was not because of the pandemic. Well, I could see it both ways. So I could see a lot of things came in, cables came in, took away
Oh,
the free weight
I see what you're
a
saying,
little
like the
bit.
universal
And then
machine.
when COVID came, like people don't have those at their houses. So they had to get dumbbells, barbells, free
Okay.
weights. And I think it made a resurgence there
I got you.
just because it's more affordable than your big, what do you call that big thing in the
The
gym?
big
we have
rack
here? Yeah,
that we
it's
have
the
with everything
big-
on it. It's got the rogue rack
It's everything.
that has everything. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
pull-ups,
Yeah.
squats,
Yeah.
bench. It's got a place for everything.
A little more affordable than the cable stuff.
Gotcha.
That's
Yeah, the cable machine.
less
that
range
you have
of
the lat pull
motion.
downs.
Yeah.
Right. I see what you're saying. Yeah. And I guess if you walk into those, I haven't been into a big gym like,
Gold's Gym.
White Goldman. I haven't worked out with White for a while. I was more.
WHIT.
I was more.
I read it in a book.
So I
Got to get a mental sweat on too. You know what I mean?
Doing my pump.
Yeah.
So that's all. I don't know. I haven't been in one of those big Globo gyms in a while. So
Yeah,
I guess with what we've always had, it's been free weights here on the farm. So
Yeah.
I
I mean,
I think free weights are the best. You get more stabilization because you have to, every body part to stabilize. I know people with the
you're not in a
Smith machine,
fixed
right?
plane.
People love the Smith machine for squats and all that. I hate the Smith machine for that because I feel awkward and I
You
don't
can't move around.
No, I don't feel like my range of motion is true to my body,
Right.
and it's got me doing something different than I'm
Right.
comfortable with.
Right.
Probably better form, I guess, because it's keeping you on track. However, my body doesn't move that way.
Well, stabilization wise, you're building nothing. You're
Nothing at
building-
all.
Yeah. It's like, a leg press machine.
Right.
You can
You can
get
put
strong.
some weight on. Love those dudes with the videos.
And you
of
can get
800
strong.
pounds.
However, you're strong in that specific plane.
Right.
Right. That specific movement. But you throw it on your back or you throw it on your front, totally different.
Right.
Right. That's
So-
why, it's
Yeah, I guess I didn't think about it ever going away, and it shouldn't in your training.
no,
You need
and
it.
resistance training should be in everyone's training. I have this discussion a lot of time with people that are, getting up there in age, and they're like, you know what I just do? I get on the treadmill, or I get on the elliptical, or I just bike, and like Ray Keefe loves to bike, is really good at it.
Calves like a
Yeah,
bowling ball.
really good at it. But we've had that conversation before where he's got to get resistance training, right? Because a lot of those people our age who just bike don't have the resistance training of weight
Right.
And then osteoporosis is able to
Yeah.
set in. Whereas putting weight on your skeletal system makes your bones more dense.
Yes.
It's proven fact.
It's a
so
proven
you
fact.
need to have resistance training. But does that mean you're going to squat 3 times a week?
No, not at all.
But you should be doing something. Total body.
You have to be hitting
yes.
something. And I think that you have women in the same context.
They get too bulky,
that,
though, right?
Oh, yeah, right. Yeah, I don't want to look like you. I don't want to be bulky.
I don't want to be bulky. I don't want to look like you.
know, trust me.
I saw the perfect video the other day of a girl that was like, was a CrossFit coach. She's like a level 3 CrossFit coach. And somebody came in and said, well, I don't really want to do CrossFit because I don't want to get bulky like you. And
somebody said that to her?
Somebody said
Like
that to her. They said, I don't want to get bulky like you. And she said, don't worry about getting bulky like me because I can guarantee you probably don't have the work ethic to get there.
Did
She didn't get that client.
I was going to say, she lose a client?
I think she felt better.
Well worth it.
Yeah, I think she was like, screw this, man.
You have women that have gone through menopause that are looking for workout programs.
Mm-hmm.
And so the research out there, again, shows you have to move weight.
Mm-hmm.
And it even talks about moving heavy weight.
Mm-hmm.
Now, under control in
Right.
an environment that you're not going to hurt yourself.
Right.
But moving heavy weight, like you talked about osteoporosis, as you age after menopause, your bones are going to become more brittle. They're going
Right.
to become weaker. So that muscle that you are building through pushing that weight is going to, your bones are going to get more dense. That muscle is going to grow and your body composition is going to change. So now that fat's going to burn. You're going to be able to carry maybe a little more fat, but not look like it because
Right.
of what you've done to your
Well,
body.
and not to get too much into the weeds, but you're talking about longevity of life and you're talking about resistance training, putting weight on your skeletal system, building that bone density. The longevity of life has been directly linked to leg strength. The stronger your legs are, the probably longer you're going to live. Because you always see those people, they're like, they were in great health and they took care of themselves, and then all of a sudden she broke her hip, and then she never recovered from that. Or same thing, he fell and he just couldn't recover from
hip
that.
surgeries and knee surgeries.
So you keep those hips strong, you keep those legs strong. Your falls are gonna be you're gonna be at less risk for falls,
right.
And falls are what ruins it for people. You've heard it so many times.
Well, because I'm sure how many calls did you get sent on?
Oh, dude,
for
and it's always like
elderly people falling.
Yeah, and what's funny is when you break your hip, you fall because you broke your hip. You don't break your hip due to the fall.
Really?
Yeah. So that's a big misconception. They're like they fell and they fractured their hip. No, they fractured their hip and fell.
And you can just fracture your hip by they're probably just moving, sweeping, walking,
Yep.
whatever, just because
Yep.
they haven't kept that leg strength.
Right.
So they're losing it.
Yeah.
So
just always keep that in mind is those people that love to run or love to bike or just love to row or get on that elliptical, put some weight on you.
Yeah.
Because it directly relates to how long you're going to live.
And you look at not all those people, and so don't take this offense if I'm saying this, but
yeah,
again, a lot of
offended people.
A lot of people that do that, they're skinny fat.
What do you mean?
Well, they're skinny, but
Right.
they're a little jiggly, right? And we're all a little jiggly. I'm not saying we're not, but it's not a lot of hard. Your body's not hard. You're not that Greek god. You're not Michelangelo. It's not
Ninja Turtle?
No, not yet. Just easy.
Leonardo DiCaprio. DiCaprio.
What movie though? Because there's been some.
Ninja Turtles.
Leonardo DiCaprio was
Leonardo DiCaprio, Michelangelo, and there's 2 more turtles.
I'm sorry.
Tom Cruise and then Ben Affleck. They're in everything.
Yeah, they are every movie out there.
So,
but I think moral of the story is don't skip leg day.
Don't skip leg day or you'll look like a soft serve ice cream cone.
There it is.
Right? Skinny fat.
Not a Ninja Turtle.
When I was doing marathons, I know exactly what you're talking about. When I was doing marathons, just running, got down to about 163 pounds, was skinny fat and looked terrible. Like I quit running marathons. This is no joke because after my last marathon, my wife said, "You look freaking terrible."
And at the end of the day, you just want to look good naked.
Right.
So-
And you want your partner to be attracted to you in a sexual fashion.
I would never run
And
again.
she obviously was not, because it got to the point where she said to her loving husband who would do
You-
anything for her, "You look freaking terrible." I said, my
I'm-
running
I'm
days are over.
Done.
Yeah.
Done.
So
Where's the squat rack?
even when I did the 50-mile one, I kept lifting. I made
Yeah.
sure I didn't get below 185 pounds. So
And the veins you acquired in your legs through that.
that's just from trauma, I think.
Pretty pretty awesome.
That's dramatic. I mean, I've always been veiny, but
Yeah.
that's just
So it's
put it-
impressive. I
put it
look
through
at
a
your
lot.
legs and I'm like, that's
Have you
pretty cool. I
seen,
wish I had calves like that.
Speaking of veins and legs, have you seen Cam Hanes?
No.
I mean, because
Oh.
he just does ultras.
Yes. Yes.
Same, yeah,
Same thing. Yeah.
yeah, same thing. So, final thoughts. This
Oh,
okay,
it keeps
blah, blah,
going.
blah. Yeah, just final thoughts. What do you think? Must-haves. Well, kind of what we talked about. Find something that works for you, right?
Yeah.
If you need help finding what works for you, reach out to somebody. It could be going to group classes. It could be online programming. It could be getting a hold of us. Find a program that works for you, something that keeps you motivated, something that keeps you doing it. Try to eat as healthy as possible. Supplement if you need to. What else?
I think you summed it. And don't skip leg day.
Yeah,
I mean,
put
Don't
weight
break your hip.
on your back.
Yeah.
Put weight on your back at some point, no matter what your goals are.
Right. You need that resistance.
Throw it on there.
training.
Whether it be dumbbell lunges, I mean, it doesn't have to be
Doesn't
on
be
your
on your
back, but just something that is weighing your skeletal system down to a point that you're going to start fighting osteoporosis, building some bone density, keep you from falling when you get older, keep you out of the nursing home, making you able to stand up.
Part of the mindfulness. Part of
the
it spending
mindfulness.
time outside,
Yes.
letting the sun.
Put sun where the sun don't shine is what we hear. And if you do happen to be quadriplegic, we do have programs for you. We're obviously not going to throw
We're
you
not
in
going
the
to throw
swimming
you in the
pools.
pool. We promise. We don't even have a pool.
But we do have plenty of floaties. So
We do have a canal.
yeah.
Technically, he does.
Yeah.
So anyway, Trent, thanks for keeping up with us today. We're kind of all over the place. Other than
I
that,
liked it.
episode 17. Yeah, some of these trends were cool. Some of them are like, oh, I guess that is a fitness trend.
Yeah.
Some of them are like, how's
No.
that a trend?
Golf.
Golfing or resurgence of free weights. Yeah, we never knew they were out. man.
Hygiene.
Who knows?
Yeah. So, no, good job.
Yeah, no, it was
Okay.
fun. We got to go through some stuff. Next week, same time, hopefully same
Same time.
place.
If you got some
Um,
ideas, throw them out there.
Yeah, if you got any ideas on guests too, I've reached out to a couple. They said they're in, but we were just trying to
Nice.
figure out a day.
And I had somebody reach out to us after we did Rolando, and I'm not a good social media guy, and just saw that the other day, like 2 days ago. So I reached out. I'm like, absolutely, we'll get you set up. So that was in January.
What happened?
Shows you, yeah. So we did the Rolando one.
Yeah,
And Adam Lingo, he's a personal
Yeah.
trainer,
yeah.
and Adam went to school here.
Yeah.
And it was like the week after. In my Instagram or something
reached
that I
out.
have,
Oh,
or
you know what?
Messenger or
I
something.
bet. Yeah.
And reached out and said, hey, saw that with Rolando. If you guys want, he goes, I'd love to be on it. I'm like,
Oh, okay.
absolutely. But
Yeah.
I just did this yesterday. And I'm like,
Oh, so
absolutely.
we're
that's
gonna have
great.
Adam Lingo on.
Yeah,
next week.
at some point. I
Um,
don't know when. I'll get a hold of him, but
Do you know what it is? So this is hard.
I don't know how to
So
do stuff.
and it's hard, and I kind of do. But sometimes if you're not friends with somebody or you're not associated with them on any of those social medias, when they message you, it goes into a requested inbox that doesn't alert you. You have to know to go look at it.
I guess because I had no idea.
This happens to me all the time. Somebody's like, "Oh, hey, saw this, that," and I'm like, "Oh man, hope you're still interested."
So,
Yeah,
yeah.
but
You-
anyway,
Producer Trent's going to have to help me out on that. Show me what I need to do.
resistance training, guys, do it. If not, you'll look like crap. Your wife's going to tell you about it. Anyway, thank you guys. Episode 17. On behalf of Dr. Trent Kerr, I'm Brian Baker. And for producer Trin, thank you guys so much for joining us. See you next week. Peace.